10,000 people in Gaza need urgent medical evacuation. Children with cancer, burns, and broken bodies wait in agony, but borders are sealed. Hospitals are rubble, and only a fraction have escaped since 2023. Why? Because one nation's blockade chokes their hope. On July 30th, 2025, Spain announced a medical flight to save 13 sick children from Gaza, along with their families for treatment in Spanish hospitals. It's a flicker of humanity in a dark crisis, but it's nowhere near enough. Over 10,000 Gazans, many of them kids, remain trapped, their lives ticking away. The World Health Organization says 80% of Gaza's health facilities are destroyed or barely functioning. Kids die waiting for permission to cross borders controlled by Israel, like Rafah and Kerem Shalom. Spain's effort, backed by the European Union, is heroic but tiny. Only 5,000 evacuations have happened in 2 years. Why so few? Israel's strict controls and endless bureaucracy. That's why. These children aren't just numbers. They're kids who can't get chemo because hospitals lack power. They're toddlers with shrapnel wounds, starving because aid trucks are blocked. UNICEF reports 50,000 children in Gaza are injured or sick, many malnourished. Every day, more die because Israel's blockade strangles medical access. Benjamin Netanyahu's government claims it allows evacuations through Kerem Shalom, but reports from NPR show delays and denials are killing kids on waiting lists. Spain's flight is a bandage on a gaping wound. Meanwhile, some nations try to act. Belize just called recognizing Palestine a vital step, saying it's only the start. Malta plans to formally recognize Palestine at the United Nations in September 2025. These are bold moves, spitting in the face of Israel's narrative that such acts reward terror. But let's be real. Diplomatic words don't open borders or save dying kids. Netanyahu scoffs at these gestures, doubling down on military control while Gaza's hospitals collapse. Recognition is nice, but without forcing Israel to lift its grip, it's just talk. Netanyahu's policies are the heart of this nightmare. His government's blockade, in place for years, has turned Gaza into an open-air prison. He rejects calls for ceasefire or open corridors, prioritizing bombs over bandages. Doctors Without Borders calls this a humanitarian catastrophe, with over 58,000 dead and countless wounded. Israel's leaders say they're fighting threats, but the real threat is to Gaza's children, who face death because of red tape and barbed wire. Netanyahu's defiance of global pleas for mercy keeps these kids trapped. So, is the world fooling Gaza? Spain's flight saves 13 lives, but 10,000 wait. Belize and Malta's...
This isn't just a crisis. It's a moral failure,
led by a leader who chooses control over compassion. You can help. Share this video to wake people up. Support groups like the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, who fight to get kids out.